The ocean. Many have swam in it, traveled through it, or watched movies about it. But how many have thought about how their food comes from the watery depths? The food chain can begin and end in the ocean. That sushi you had last week, the tuna or crab, came from the sea. Then the packaging gets thrown away, and the trash might end up back in the ocean. Many of these organisms live and usually thrive in these underwater cities. Hundreds of millions of people depend on coral reefs for food, livelihoods, cultural practices, and a variety of economic benefits. Corals also provide habitat for fish and other marine species and protection for valuable coastal infrastructure, says NOAA Fisheries. Coral reefs also help to stop land erosion by causing a barrier, as seen with the Great Barrier Reef. When coral reefs fail, so does the rest of the world. Climate change is a problem that cannot be ignored in the scientific world. The Earth is naturally in a warming cycle, and this is not the warmest that the world has been. However, people are concerned with the rate that the world is warming. We can see that ocean warming, caused by climate change, is one of the reasons coral cannot thrive. Jeremy Dorrance is a student at MSU, studying to become a marine biologist. He grows coral in the back of his art gallery in downtown Denver, a practice he has had for about 3 years.
So what's making the coral bleach? Originally they thought it was some sort of like bacteria that was causing the bleaching, but then they found out it was from the heat. So like, for example, a few summers ago in Florida, the water was like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I keep my tanks at 76 degrees.
Coral bleaching causes the protective layer on the coral, the green fluorescent protein, the sunscreen, to fade, so UV rays are able to penetrate the coral easier. This is why coral reefs are losing their color, especially the ones closer to the ocean's surface. The previous video shows coral that is in the ocean right now, whereas this is footage of what color coral used to have.
You're standing in a room with over 150 different species of coral.
And they all help the ecosystem. It is a symbiotic relationship. This is seen in Jeremy's tanks since he does not have to add many chemicals or clean the tanks often, thanks to fish, shrimp, crabs, and snails.
Like on an ecological level, the coral are like filter feeders, so they clean the water, but they also ingest like macronutrients based off of what the fish eat. So they basically eat fish poop.
According to the Great Barrier Reef Foundation, coastal regions like the Great Barrier Reef are particularly exposed to damaging cyclones, floods, and storms, since climate change has increased the intensity of weather. Climate change affects every living organism, from the smallest fish to the largest turtle. It affects humans as well. As creatures diminish, their availability goes down. The cost for food increases, so less people can afford food. The issue with coral reef damage goes past the ocean floor. Scientists have done research to ensure that the decay of coral reefs is connected to climate change, and their proof has been positive. Modeling predictions have stayed pretty common over time. Most are saying that coral reefs could be gone by 2050. Measurements of emissions into the atmosphere, which are increasing, also match up to coral getting sick and decaying faster. This problem is bigger than the people in cities along coastlines. Pollution from places, even in the middle of Colorado, is then trapped in the atmosphere and through greenhouse gases contributes to the warming of Earth. Our own water in Estes is being polluted, and where will it end up? The ocean, with our coral reefs. Theories have changed over time on how to help reefs, but the most common way to ensure that coral is thriving is growing it in saltwater tanks.
I think that keeping all these corals is really important because it's kind of like an ark, like a archive of what used to be out in the wild.
This coral can then be used to see how these habitats are affected. Many of these organizations take donations, which is one way to help. Limiting the uses of fossil fuels and other factors that increase global warming also helps. Honolulu Civil Beat says that their studies suggest that reducing emissions at a faster pace could cut the coral loss by half. These actions will help sustain the coral reef population. The whole biosphere is connected, and it cannot survive without a healthy hydrosphere. Coral reefs are home to many creatures, which are then part of the food chain. Next time you buy sushi at the grocery store, consider the fish that are feeding you and how they survived in a dying ecosystem.